Fam, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Sunday. It is April 13th. Today I'm giving you my game balls on the offensive side and the defensive side. Yesterday, I appreciate the support. Talking about A-Day's practice. I have a video that's reactionary going over the practice. You can watch that. I'll put the link in the description box. Rocking the Alabama baseball jersey today. Alabama baseball taking on Mississippi State. I start with the quarterback position. And look, as I said yesterday, and I still stand by it, I didn't leave the practice yesterday feeling that there was a real strong separation between any of the quarterbacks. You know, going into that practice, I felt that it was kind of coach speak between Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb about the quarterbacks. Now, look, we saw the practice. There was, 20,000 people that saw that as well. I don't know. I haven't read any stories or seen any videos about one quarterback that has really stood out from the group. Now, if you do watch the film, Ty did make a couple checkdowns early on. There's a blitz coming in if you watch the footage where he does hit a quick pass over the middle of the field. He threw a pass that was broken up by Dejon Lee. It looked like pass interference. There wasn't a lot of game situations, but from what we saw, it wasn't like any quarterback stood out. I think there's, people sometimes inside the comment box, I want to have this narrative that we're against quarterbacks. We're not. We want the best player to play. And I still have Ty as my quarterback if Alabama was to play Florida State this coming Saturday. Regarding Austin Mack, just in this clip right here, you get to see that Austin Mack has versatility in terms of running as well. He's towering. He's 6'6" with the helmet on. He looks 6'8". Really big arm. Didn't really see him throw too many deep balls. There was a couple one-on-one situations where all the quarterbacks linked up with a wide receiver at one time or another, but nothing really, overall like, wow, he's going to be the guy. I felt like, wow, he's competing for the job. He did throw 2 interceptions on the day. Now, with Keelan Russell, the incoming freshman, as I spoke about, his first pass in game situation was intercepted by another freshman. That was Ivan Taylor. Look, in one-on-one situations, Keelan Russell and Derek Meadows, they got something going on because those two look absolutely nice and excited about the future of those guys. But, Chris Lowe said there's a competition. Kalen DeBoer said there's a quarterback competition. I'm leaving 8-day practice yesterday feeling that there is a competition 100%. Let's talk about the running backs. Now, when I was leaving, I thought it was Daniel Hill who was impressing me out there. It was Draylon Washington. He has a little bit of scoot to him. And I know Coach Kalen DeBoer said that Kevin Riley has some shift and shake. But, man, Draylon Washington looked pretty good. He's a transfer to this year's team. You also have Jam Miller, pretty much standard stuff from him. And there was this one particular play where I think it was Ty Simpson early on in the drive, handed off to Richard Young. Richard Young ran into Jamarian Latham. And, Latham, kind of popped back. Richard Young is, he's a hard-hitting back. So Richard Young definitely gets a game ball yesterday. And I think Draylon Washington as well. Those two running backs are going to complement starter Jam Miller. I think the running back rotation, I would imagine, is a 3-headed attack, 4-headed attack. I think Daniel Hill wasn't dressed yesterday. Let's see. I saw A.K. Deere catch a couple passes. Same thing with Kevin Riley. But, Draylon Washington certainly caught my eye. The tight ends, not a lot to say right there. There was, a walk-on. I think Jay Lindsey was the only scholarship player playing yesterday. So not a lot to write home about. And I'm kind of curious, that's A.K. Deere right there, if Alabama will go into the transfer portal and take a tight end, like a playmaking tight end. Look, I love me some Josh Cuevas. I'm just kind of thinking, is that an area they need to tighten up on? The wide receivers, there's so many wide receivers. Like Ryan Williams wasn't dressed out yesterday. By the way, did you see the line of autographs? It went back and forth up the field. It was crazy. Wide receivers who certainly get a game ball from me, Rico Scott. Rico Scott, I know Isaiah Horton caught a touchdown right here. That was from Jeremy Bernard. That was tight. But Rico Scott, man, that guy is just absolutely, he's a baller, okay? So Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, Rico Scott, but you know who else I have to give game ball to? Of course, Lazier Brooks is the guy that shines. But we've talked about him so many times. But the guy that we really haven't highlighted is Derek Meadows. Derek Meadows, man, he stands out, as Coach Kalen DeBoer said. He's 6'6". He's long, he's lanky. He's able to adjust to the football really well. Made some really good catches. So Derek Meadows' stock up for sure. I really like what I saw from him. Saw Jalen Mbakwe catch a couple passes here and there. In this particular clip, you have Jared Bernard set out wide to our side, and you have Jam Miller in the backfield. So a lot of quarterbacks getting the reps with the ones, with the twos, but and that's Jalen Hell. Oh, Jalen Hell right here. False start, Jalen Hell. This was great to see. I think Jalen Hell is closer to 100%. And this is one of the things that I need to see is like, where were we at with Jalen Hell? I think we're pretty close to 100%. Now, healthy Jalen Hell, I mean, how are you going to keep him off the field? So, Nicole Adams. I mean, I could talk about the wide receivers all day long. That's such a strong position. The offensive line, not a lot stood out to me, to be honest. I mean, kind of your standard stuff. Parker Brailsford, I mean, as you can see, they're going like 65, 70% here. I don't even know if that. There's a couple guys working at tackle, like Olas Allen, I think, has had a really big breakthrough. Parker Brailsford is going to be your guy. Geno Vandermark didn't play much. Jaden Roberts, some of the younger guys. I'm still going to have to watch some of the footage to get a better offensive line assessment, but nothing like really stood out to me, to be honest, from watching the offensive line just yet. On the defensive side of the ball, I mean, the bandit position is loaded. LT Overton is certainly that guy. Working behind him, Keon Keeley, Jordan Menard, Kelby Collins. The Wolf position, I mean, just so loaded. Those guys, whether it's Quay, and I did notice this. It was Quay Russo who was the number one Wolf, and then the number two Wolf was Jan Pierre, if that means anything. Defensive line, kind of same thing. You know, the guys in the trenches that we feel are going to make a run at being a starter, Tim Keenan, James Smith, that's Richard Young right there, such a beast. Jeremiah Beeman, Edric Hill, those type guys. Linebackers, what we saw yesterday, Nakai Hill Green, QB Reese. I think QB Reese has been a guy that has been kind of climbing, right? Is second-year type player, a guy out of Alabama. I have high confidence in QB Reese, and more so now. He's in the middle of your screen right there with the inside linebackers. You can see those guys going out there. I mean, look, the biggest takeaway, too, I think, for the Alabama defense, to me, is the depth of the secondary. And while you have Damani Jackson out, I mean, Dejon Lee is super capable. Xavier Brown is that guy. Deshaun Jones, I don't know if he'll be the number one, player at the Husky position. You got Zay Mincy, Bray Hubbard. That's probably, I feel, one of the biggest strengths on this team is the Alabama secondary, and being coached up by Mo Lindquist, of course. So those are kind of my takeaways and some of the game balls that I'm giving out. It's a practice. I know it wasn't a day. This is where we're at in college football today. So at least we had a practice. There's a lot of schools that didn't even have, something open like this. They shut down everything completely. So maybe we have to look at it as at least we got something. And anytime you get a chance to see the Alabama Crimson Tide, it's definitely a positive. I appreciate all the feedback for your homework, or I'd love to hear from you inside the comment box. If you attended the game, or if you're just watching the footage, and again, if you want to see the full footage is like 30 minutes, I'll drop the link in the description box. Who would you give a game ball to? Who would you give a game ball to? Post inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys. I'll be live Monday at 10 a.m. We'll break it down. We'll take some calls this week, and we will go position by position following Alabama's A-Day practice. And remember, the transfer portal, it opens on April 15th. All right? As news happens, I got you covered. Have a beautiful Sunday. I appreciate you guys being here. Go roll tide inside the comment box, and I'm looking for your game ball inside the comment box. Have a beautiful day, fam. Stay blessed.